Welcome everybody. I'm just going to wait until I can see that the stream has started on my end, and it looks like it has. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Oh, I need to turn that off. Yeah, so for those of you, hope everyone's having a good night or good morning or good day, depending on where you are tuning in from the world. Oh, hey Gary. Yes, this is live stream number 7. And hello Robert and Rack1507. Yeah, I've been doing these, I don't know, for a couple weeks now, and we will do them throughout 2021 or until I have summited my Mount Everest of the J code base. And yeah, for those of you that are new, either watching this live or when it's posted afterwards, we are in the process of porting the very unique C code that is the implementation of the J language, which is an array programming language, to C++20. So yeah, we'll hop into things. I started making this issue of to-do lists of the things that I wanted to do. So this will probably be a shorter stream, 2 or 3 hours. And the first thing I wanted to do is highlight that due to a couple PRs that have been merged, I think since the last live stream, we are officially under 50,000 lines of code. So woo! We, for those of you that haven't been following from the beginning, started at around 85,000 lines. So we have effectively deleted net 35,000 lines. And Gary says, it's so weird. A big hours-long work town hall just ended and closed, and 10 seconds later, a voice started again. Oh, still up. Still up in a tab from our last meetup. Oh. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I also run the programming languages virtual. Although I checked this and it was actually down earlier today. We'll see if it's still down. No, it's not. It's up now. So yeah, Monday nights we just started covering Category Theory for Programmers, which is the second book that this meetup has been working through. It's been awesome. Chapter 3 I just finished reading last night, and it was very, very helpful because it revisited a graph theory question from Chapter 1 and really clarified a lot of stuff. But if you're interested, check those out Monday nights, or you can catch the videos, the pre-recordings on YouTube. But yes, first thing, so set up stdlib. Just to polish this lift out, we will port right, which actually doesn't really need to be ported. And then maybe we'll do some, I don't know, code removal, some other stuff. Assign myself, labels, I don't know what this is. Doesn't need a label. So we just highlighted lines of code. We'll see how far. We still, extended and rational numbers we're going to get rid of entirely. I haven't made my mind up about sparse types. So yeah, for those, I guess I should, instead of talking in the abstract, which type should we support? There are a number of types that are supported in the J implementation. And we're definitely going to support the first 4. I might delete complex as well. We're definitely keeping boxed. But for now, I've decided that, this is what I've decided so far, is that extended and rational numbers are getting removed. And sparse I haven't made up my mind about. I think Jurhao asked for Unicode to be kept. So we might keep those. And probably, yeah, the extended floating point and extended complex we're going to get rid of as well. Although I haven't seen too much code that is like, if this type, do something special. But I see a lot of it for extended and rational. So yeah, my point being here is that, is there another 10,000 lines of code that can get deleted? Maybe, I'm not sure. But that would be awesome. The problem is that the 50,000 lines of code that we currently have, let's let's take an example. So if we go to v.c, because that's like the main verb file, this is what, 144 lines of code. And then if we save this, because I think I have autosave turned on right now, it is going to format and it turns into 308 lines of code. And so I've done this on a couple files and then immediately reverted it because I'm not in the mood to resolve white space compilation problems, because I did try formatting the whole code base and it didn't compile. So there's some, I don't know, some stuff going on. So it's just going to happen on a file by file basis. But the point being is that this 50,000 lines of code is actually more like probably 100 or 125,000 lines of code, because they implementers have written it very, very densely. And so yeah, speaking of this setting, let's go turn this off. And yeah, so let's go back to the issues, or the issue. So yeah, I didn't do this last time. I apologize. I said I would do this each stream. As we know, you can go to contributors, and then I found that at some point that you can highlight this. So we don't care about commits. Currently, we care about deletions. So Herman, I believe the last time we looked at this, Herman was at 97,000. But there was a PR recently that Herman submitted that got rid of another, I think 3,500 lines of code. Which one is it? Remove some conditional compilation. So yeah, 3,500 lines. Yeah, this was awesome. These are like my favorite PRs that are just going through and cleaning up a bunch of this unnecessary stuff. But yeah, thanks to everybody that's submitted. So I know Robert has done a bunch. Herman's done some. Juho, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, has done some. You can see that like overwhelmingly I'm not even the one contributing PRs, so it's been awesome because this is like speeding up the climbing of the J Mount Everest. But yes, the point on the contributors, Herman's still in the lead. I'm not sure if it's going to be possible to catch her, considering there's only 49,000 lines of code left. On a net basis, no one's ever going to catch Herman. This was because there was like 90,000 lines of like OpenSSL code at the beginning. But everyone on this list, thank you for opening PRs and contributing. If you want to contribute later, just feel free to fork, and there's a bunch of open issues that you can pick from. Or if you find something that you just sort of want to do, feel free to open that. Sometimes it's good to open an issue before you do that, just so I can comment it on it, so I can check that it's not completely orthogonal to what we're trying to do. But yeah, that's highlighting contributors, contributions, and then yeah, off-stream lessons and write. So let's go to learning, and let's go to LiveStream Lessons. So since the last live stream, which I believe was on Saturday, couple things. I sort of knew this, but I don't usually use it. I just usually let the find scrape directories, but I looked it up, so I figured I'd add it. When running tests, I found that you could actually condense running a unit test from the console with a single command line. That's not good. Let's go to main. Let's build. There we go. How many? We don't have 22 viewers, but that's fine. We can leave it. So now for running unit tests, you can just type this command and change the test that you want to run. And there is actually an issue open that we'll probably solve today to just write a short command for this. I know someone posted something from ctest, but running it in the console is nice. And then, so this is called write. It's the equivalent of identity in APL, or write tac. So this is identity. If you give it a number, it gives you back the same number. In J, the equivalent of that is this. And you can also use that as a statement separator, which means that we can run our tests like this. So that's worth highlighting. And where'd my opera go? So LiveStream Lessons learned. What was the last one? Oh yeah, you can do reflection. So if you want to know the type of a type, or what type a noun is, you can so this corresponds to a binary number with a single bit set, which you can sort of see. So let's go to, where are these? Can't remember. I think it's jtype.h. And then if we search for xnum, yeah. So you can see, yeah, you can see that we've got these enums that used to be, I think they were just integers or something like that in 64s, and these are used with the left shift, such that you basically get 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, etc. And so when you do the type command, it'll return you back the equivalent. So putting the x at the end of a numeric literal makes it an extended precision. So I get 2 to the power of what is that, 6? And this is reflected if we go and look up 3 bang 0 j let's go to j, or actually I have the new voc. Type is way too general. How did I look this up before? 3 bang colons. Actually, I posted the link because I knew I wanted to show it. Docs. So yeah, if I zoom in here, you can see that it shows in some detail, or I guess it's actually all of them. It's in 2 columns here: Boolean, literal, integer, floating point, complex box, etc. And so it would be nice to also, in our quote-unquote standard lib that I had put the question mark to, set up actual strings. I don't know why they decide to print out the number and not just print out like a string literal. That'd be nice. Foreigns at the bottom of nuvoc. That is good to know. Is that what they're called? They're called foreigns? It's a bad name. Or I guess FFI. Foreign function interfaces. Is that? Yeah, I wonder if that's for Is there a... Thanks for that, Ken. This is useful to know. Is there a reason why Jay decided to go with such obscure... like, do most J programmers have these things memorized? Like, do they know what, like, 3 bang 0, 3 bang colon 1, 3 bang colon 2... like, is that... Are J developers able to read foreign function calls? Or do they know like a handful of them that are used often, and then the other ones they have to look up? Yeah, we'll wait because there's, I think, a 20-second lag. But yeah, this is nifty. So we can do some reflection while programming in the future. Oh yeah, so this should be port, not post. So let's port right first, because it's going to be so easy while we're waiting for Ken to get back to us. we can go and find right in v.c, I believe, or maybe it's va.c. Actually, let's just search for it. Right. JT right. So this is hands down gotta be right one is what it's called. This has got to be the simplest verb in all of J, because it's literally just returning to us what we pass in, which is exactly what the identity function does. So this is going to be super straightforward to port. I wonder if we're able to rename it to right, because there's a right 1 and a right 2. Really, we should just call it identity in the source code. And then we should call these two just left and right. Well, we'll see if that causes issues. Rack 1507. Yeah, we finally found some readable J source code. It's interesting because I'm starting to get I've spent, now what is this, 20-30 hours working through the J source code. I can't just go to a rant. Oh, you notice too is why does VS Code do that? IOTA is right below it. So this will be a momentous day when we're able to read this and port it simply. I know that this is convert, this is return 0, this is a loop, return 0, return 0, AV. I used to know what this means, but I forget. So yeah, this is the code that you always see. You see if the type and then a bitwise and then the two types, so extended number, extended integer, and rational do this. So technically, we can delete this right now if we wanted to, but we'll wait to do it until we actually port IOTA. But whenever you see code like this, you can just delete it because we aren't going to be supporting these cases. Right is probably a macro. Yeah, we can delete that though. So let's just go see, and this is let's go see if we can do this. Should be even shorter than when we ported rank. So let us save this in monadic, and we're going to save this as, should we call it? I don't know. What should we call it? Should we call it identity.hpp or CVP? We should probably just call it what it's called. That's a sad story though. Or actually, let's see what is JNuvoc. They call it same. Interesting. This is, I think, the first verb that we're porting that is called something different in the source code. Well, if it's called something different in the source code, we should just call it same. I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind later about this. And let's open up the last file that we ported, just so we can copy and paste. Except we don't even, no, we do need to write up, because we want to do this. Auto. Actually, let's just no discard. And JST, this is the J syntax tree, input array, or do we, yeah, we just output array. And And what do we call this? We call this, so this is same. And let's see if this compiles. It won't, because we need to update the CMake list first. Run our unit tests, which are getting faster and faster and faster. That's sad. We haven't renamed anything yet, so why would it fail? So 320 IP. Ken says, I don't work with forms often, that is form functions often. They are usually wrapped as verbs when you load the standard J profile. Okay, so that's what I was thinking, is that that we should go ahead and do that. So is there a verb wrapper for type? Or is there a way to look up if there are verb wrappers? There must be like standard documentation for the library that comes with J. So let's do a little test here. Git status. What did we do? Oh no, I accidentally. That's why. So there was an iota in that test. So that makes sense. Let's just go back to v.c and there we go. And let's run our unit tests again. We're doing this on... That's good. So now let us go and rename this to same. And call this same. Call this same. And we call this same. Did I not save that file? We're looking for JWrite1. And supposedly it doesn't exist anywhere. This is on t.c 136. JWrite1 undeclared here. I must have just not saved the file. Oh yeah, I forgot to highlight. I'm wearing my, where is it? I'm wearing my CPP cast hoodie that just came in the mail. It got stuck at the Canada Post customs border for a month, but thank you to Rob and Jesus, I'm not good at multitasking. Thank you to Rob and Jason. Maybe I'll clip that and tweet it out later. For sending me this hoodie. It is very comfy, and I basically wear it all day long now. So yes, this works. I think we're done. All we need to do is go and add docs now. So let's stash this for a second. You can't stash. Okay, let's just create a new branch. We'll call it right. Porting, except we're calling this same, right to same. And then the other thing we want to go and do is we want to go and set up our docs. So let's go to our verbs RST file and same in APL. This is known as what is it known as? Right tech? I don't actually know the name of it. Oh, they also call it same. Colloquially, people refer to it as right tack. This is also known as same. Let's copy and paste our Unicode character. And I think this exists in micro APL. Interesting. In micro APL, yeah. Let's go to dialog help. Is that's what you're saying, Rack? 1507. That's the one thing I'll say about C++ is, there's a single standard, and we've got, no ambiguity about, the names of things because there's a single standard. So let's search for right tack. So in the dialog program, you mean? So the docs call this same as well. But the micro APL docs call this pass. Simply passes its argument through unchanged. Do I really want to link? I think we should still. So let's just do this. Same. Right tack or pass. However, this Oh, yeah. This is more widely known as identity. Id in Haskell. Should we link to that? Sure. So and then it's backtick underscore in parentheses. And then we need to copy this double dot, call it same, and then we come back here. We rebuild our CMake file so that it is going to generate the docs. Rack1507 said, yeah, I like how the name of the symbol power is star diaresis. I don't even know how to diaresis. But the name of the functionality is power. Duplicate explicit target name link. Well, I don't think that matters. Opera. Ooh, look at that. Now we go to same. Beautiful. Look at that. Same, right tack or pass. Ooh, except that period should not be there. It should be after the parentheses. And then link to this takes us to microAPL. Link to this takes us to the Hugel documentation for the identity function. And, you know, this will become... Oh, I did not use the right backticks in the source code as well. So first let's fix our period. And there's an extra space there. Save that, and then we want to go back to same.cpp. This should be backticks, not single quotes. Pretty good. Although at some point I don't want this to show up here. If it's going to show up on the side, that's good enough. I think actually we can probably do that by getting rid of this. Or this. That was fast. It didn't work though. Nice, got rid of the contents. It just starts like this. And It looks like I haven't pulled down. So git. Am I gonna have conflicts now? That's gonna be irritating. Update docs. And now what I want to do is go back to, actually, let's just push this first. Pretty simple. This is as easy as it's going to get. And our CI is going to kick off. Oh yeah, I should also say BuildKite was BuildKite and GitHub both have been dope. At one point, I got an email saying that my free trial had run out, and then I was like, WTF? BuildKite pricing. If you go here, we looked at this and it says free plan, projects, students, teaching, open source, students, teaching, and organization, teaching organizations. But then I got like an email after a month saying that my free trial had expired and I needed to start paying, and I was like, what the heck? But there's a little thing here that says we offer free accounts for open source. Sign up, create the org, and then email support. So I don't know where they give you some email, contact us. Yeah, email. So you just got to copy and paste this, send them an email, explain that you're doing open source, and then literally within like 2 hours they had put my account back to free. So yeah, BuildKite's been awesome. Highly recommend. We tried earlier, Travis CI, Circle CI. I off-stream looked into Jenkins, but yeah, BuildKite's been the best out of the options that I've looked into. And it's still on my list of things to look into AppVeyor, as someone had suggested, because they have, it looks like, single host for both Mac and Linux, because currently the CI is only running on Linux. But I sort of got CI'd out after the 6-hour live stream where I failed to become a build engineer. But yeah, BuildKite's dope. And while this was running, I was supposed to be coming back here to check out main and then pull down, because I don't think I have all the local changes. I did not. So this may or may not. Actually, we can just look. Does it cause conflicts? It doesn't. So we should actually just be fine here. Checkout right, merge main, no conflicts. And now if we rm the build file, rebuild with docs, Robert says, as I've gotten used to the BuildKite, it's been nice. GitHub required me to refresh the page, but I was able to just sit on BuildKite and see the CI without reloading. Yeah, it's pretty nice. And I think ever since the PR went in for toggling off the flaky tests, where did BuildKite go? Let's go to details. I think we've had like 100%. Oh, we didn't. Yeah, we've had like 100%. So this is on the main branch. So this has been pretty good. And our build's only with like all the unit tests and whatnot, because the unit tests are the longest part of this. I think 2 minutes is pretty good. So yeah, I've liked it quite a bit. Did I run? I did run. So yeah, now we can go back to our docs, refresh them. Yeah, now we have JST, and everything looks a lot Although, why is this period still... Did I not fix that? Oh, I swear to goodness I fixed that. Am I not looking at the right place? Wait a second, am I crazy? I swear a second ago this period was not here. Oh no, wait. That is right. Yeah, I am crazy. It should be before the link. Yeah, so that's fine. All right, this is passed. We can merge this. And then we can go check that off. So porting right. So now, yeah, let's go explore a tiny bit. So that's not what I wanted. So if we go back to main, find type of grep stud. That's what we want. System main. So we have studlib. Actually, let's just, how big is this file? 2,600 lines. It's very large. So I believe this gets loaded. I don't believe, I know it gets loaded when you launch the console, because at one point, I can't remember if it was on stream or off stream, that we ran into issues here. So we're not going to look through this. Yes, I just find this so unreadable. You basically are memorizing numeric pairs of numbers for functions. Okay, so what I want to find is, where does this get studlib? This doesn't get included anywhere? I find that hard to believe. Where did we open this from? It really doesn't show up anywhere. stdlib. If it doesn't get mentioned anywhere, how does it get included? Is it the folder path that gets included? System main? The only place that system main shows up is in git ignore. Let's go to JConsole. Basically what I want to do is I want to set up my own standard lib file. So I don't know, we'll call it something else. Convenience lib, maybe. Or maybe we'll call it, as a joke, how many letters is it from K to Q? Actually, we can just do this. We'll go do it in APL. I could just do it in my head, but let's have fun. So if we have Q, K, and we call UCS on that, then we can just go, which is going to be 6. So what is, I guess J is right before K. So they're the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. Is there a programming language called P? Of course there is. It's an asynchronous event-driven for asynchronous event-driven programming. Developed by Microsoft and UC Berkeley. Code can be run on the Microsoft Windows or Windows Phone. For that, it's open source. Holy smokes! It's actively developed. Actively developed. Mostly written in C#. Well, we'll call it as a joke, p.ijs. And the joke is that Q is the wordified K. And I basically want to start adding words so that we can create a side dialect where I can type things out. So instead of having to go 3 bang colon 0, I can just go type or something like that. But in order to do that, we need to find where. So we can delete this. Are we going to merge that though? Probably not. Yeah, we'll just put it back. Let's actually scrape for. Do all of these show up in? Well, actually, let's test something. Maybe this isn't loaded. Maybe I'm wrong. Test. Let's call it test just to make sure we don't collide. Use global definition and call this hello YouTube. And now if we go load up the console, and if I go test, I get hello YouTube. So I'm not wrong. So how does this get? So this is where, all right, we're gonna figure this out. The question is, how does stdlib.ijs get included? The only and let's actually double check this just in case. Let's search for it here, just in case somehow I'm not getting. I am missing some. So why is that not? Why is that not showing up in my search in VS Code? VS Code, what's up? Did I open this? All right, so let's close. Let's close. What's the shortcut for Control X, Control Q? Isn't that irritating on Linux that some applications it's Control W and then other applications it's Control Q? All right. So let's go back here. Use the debugger. Could you see if you remove the file, then it crashes? Well, so we've already confirmed that it's getting loaded. Or yeah, maybe there's just a lag, and you haven't seen that in the live stream yet. But let's open it from here now. So maybe we opened it a level not deep enough. Is there any chance that the git ignore? Let's Google that. Does git ignore impact global VS Code searches? Whoa. Interesting. I do not know why. So that means that there must be some default set somewhere. And when it's blank, it reverts to the default. And if you specify anything, then, or if you specify the asterisk, then you will do a global search. So that's good to know. Boot main. So now, util scripts. So we'll go boot. Do we want to call it main? Do we still have? I thought we got rid of scripts. Didn't we? Yeah, there's no more scripts. Robert says, I was thinking if you fatal errored while in debug mode, the debugger would stop and spot where it is included. Oh yeah, that would have been a good idea, and probably would have worked. Let's actually go check if configure. Let's go back to the original JSource. Oh, there's a util folder. I see. So all of the Pac-Man. Does that is that an actual Pac-Man game? So actually, all of this. Never mind. So let me go put that back, and let me put load. Although, is this git ignored? Because let's see what Oh, looks like we should be fine. And so then we'll call this P, and we'll put a little comment that says this is a joke referring to K to Q. And now we need to go and see what happens. Excuse me. If we go create a new file called p.ijs, and we are going to first see if we can get, was it 3:0, and we're going to call this, probably T is not a good idea. Which way is it? I can never remember. It's the upside down walrus. And actually, while we're at it, it's been a while since we played around. It's actually been a long time since we've done our addition table or our multiplication table. So that's slide. Once again, I did the upside down walrus incorrect, except that's not. And we will come back and do chunk in a second. So we build. Now can I do 3 slide iota 10? Oh, look at that. Look at that. And then if I go type, I get 32. So let's write some J code. I have no idea how to write like pattern matching. But first, actually, let's do chunk. So you can help me out, Ken, if you know. The easiest way is, I'm not sure if there's any way other than, so let's go to some of the J code that I've written on my leak code repo. And so yeah, is this the only way to write functions in J? You have to. So yeah, note this is how I thought you had to write sliding before, and this is how I thought you had to write chunk, but much simpler. I've evolved since, when was this? March 20th of 2020. This is a 2-argument function, and this is a 1-argument function. I don't know of any other way. But so what is the syntax for this? If we want to do upside down walrus, or so this is actually going to be 4. And then we have to put everything in quotes, which then turns it into non-syntax highlighted, which is awful. And I can never remember. I guess X, I would assume, is, and then, so let's see if this works. Three chunk iota 10. So that did not work. Let's replace the x and the y. That also did not work. Do I have actually the right syntax for this? 3. I do not. Ah, I see. So that's actually a -3, right? So does that mean chunk and slide are the same? So let's go and find this on Nuvoc. So yeah, it's -3. Doesn't show up. And I'm sure if I search this, it also does not show up. So maybe what we do then is no form number. We'll try what Ken did. So now if we go 3 chunk, there we go. So is there a nicer way to write this? Slash, is there a way to do it point free? I'll settle just for a nicer way to do this. Like, I've never met a language where you need to specify a numeric literal, which then needs to be transformed into the number of arguments. That's mind-boggling to me, especially if you're hard-coding x and y to be your arguments. Why you can't just parse that and figure out, oh, I just have a y, or I just have an x and a y. So, to figure out if there is a nicer way to write. Like, maybe this is the nicest way to write. I guess, yeah, I could do the same thing, but then the problem is you have to specify the negative. And, like, negative plus sliding doesn't semantically equal chunk. It's just like you're just overloading the same 2 characters for 2 different algorithms and then saying when it's positive do this, when it's negative do that. And that's I wouldn't say terribly confusing. I just think it's a bad choice. You shouldn't overload a function based on the sign of the number that you're being passed. Okay, so slide, chunk, and the other thing that I wanted to add is this. So will this work though? Because how do you deal with nested single quotes in a function that has string literals? So we'll call this test. Hopefully there's no global called test. Or maybe we should call it UT. Is UT more unique for unit test, short for unit test? And also let's put this above. And this will be a single argument function. So maybe it doesn't seem like the backslash works. And this will be y. Change the single quotes to double quotes. The outer ones or the inner ones? That didn't seem to work. So probably the inner ones. So actually now I'm getting confused. So yeah, this is what it was before. So you're saying change these to, so then comma, comma, delete the test name. Y will be the name of the test name. Double quotes. Why is there 3 single quotes at the end of this? I think I can just do with 1. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then now let's see if that worked. Open quotes. Spelling error. Two single quotes. Oh, I see. My bad. Thank you, Ken. It's probably a lot faster than would have been possible just via Googling. There we go. So now if we go UTGU, it did not work. Test y, comma, testing if this appends right, and we need 2 single quotes, 2 single quotes, test, hello, definitely does not work. Oh, right. So test, single quote, and then UTGU. And then I broke code because type is already being defined locally here. So what does type give you? Does type already do what I just defined? Type 42. Domain error. Type still gives you a domain error. Let's look for type dot star colon equals colon. Well, so type is already used globally. So what should we call it? Can't call it type, so therefore we call it data type. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Delete this test. Did we not save this? Oh, UT is also taken as well. Well, it didn't seem like test was taken. All these global variables. What did we learn today? Global variables are not good. All right. What is it? What is it still upset about? Oh. Ken just said that data type is actually what I'm looking for. Whoa! And it does the stringification. All right, we need to go. All right, copy, paste. It is, I don't know, is it the 10th today? It is indeed the 10th today. So, star, data type is a built-in function that gives us a string awesome. What else did we learn? Oh yeah, need to use star in the global VS Code search. I think that's it for now. So we don't need this. However, this is still failing. Let's just double check that these are what ill-formed number. Oh right. So this is crashing on a line that has a Y, and this is crashing also on a line that has a Y. So am I accidentally assigning to Y somehow? Just so that we're not Ken says names semicolon semicolon versus names double quote. What does names refer to? I have to figure out, next stream, I have to figure out how to get rid of the leg. I thought I actually did at one point. I'd gotten rid of like a 20-second thing and changed it to 1. File. Settings, stream, output. Another default verb that shows you all of the defined verbs. Doesn't seem like it's working for me. I wonder if this is going to mess up. So this might mess up the stream. Hopefully not. All right, let's oh, there we go. Oh, you know what's happening? I know what's happening. It's cached. Actually, before we run console, so we currently have test right now. So that might fail. Domain error test. Yeah, so we need to call this something else. So what if we call it unit test? And then once again, we need to what is going on here? Domain error unit test. So is it like referring to the context and how we called this? Let's go to this line. This is line 38 and go. U is Unicode. So why is type still defined? So that's, I think, okay. Actually, so that makes sense. So now if we go unit test, it still crashes. So it crashes on this line. It crashes on this line. So far, this seems to be the common thing that shows up. Let's do a couple more. That one ran. That one ran. Was that not a test? G001. Ken's saying it doesn't throw an error. Do you have the same p.igs file? Because I think that's the cause of our problems. So how are functions defined in we need to go learn about J functions. Just want to know basic functions. Actually, well, what was the doc that we went to? Help user. There we go. Functions. Linear functions. I don't know what I want. I just want normal functions. The function f is said to be linear if x plus y, f of x plus y equals f of x plus f of y for all arguments f of y. Defining explicit definition. Oh yeah, so they don't call them functions. They call them verbs. That's my problem. Verbs. Defined adverbs. Verbs and adverbs. Dictionary introduction. That is my problem. Okay. Define. I want to know how to write my own. Okay, let's go back. Dictionary. I have foreign's in quotes in unit test. This is quoted. This is quoted. And this is quoted. So that is exactly what we have here. Like, isn't that how we're supposed to define this? Like the same way that I have this in quotes. I thought that's how you define a function. You have to, when you have to put it in quotes. Let's see if this works. Yeah, I'm not understanding what you're saying, Ken. So like, my understanding is that defining a function requires everything to be in single quotes. Your comment is that I have the foreign in quotes in unit test. So you're saying that I should keep this out? Maybe that's what you're saying. Domain error script. Oh, need to comment that out. Yeah, no worries, Ken. I'm just as confused. So let's go back and okay, so looks like this verbs docs is not what we want either. Explicit definition, I think, was closer. The sentences and the examples that were executed in the discussion of word formation can be used with the explicit definition conjunction, colon, to produce a verb. So these are in quotes. So what is this? This is dictionary. We gotta go find a different resource. This resource is failing us. What? Just take me in. Take me into the getting started. Documentation. There we go. Primer. Learning J? Primer? Learning J? Which one? First, let's look for defined verb definition. There we go. Wait. It looks similar, but it's actually different. The art of programming lies not so much in using the primitives as defining your own verbs, tailored to your own grammar, blah, blah, blah. Let's assume our problem is to convert temperatures between Fahrenheit. Okay, the following is a definition of a verb, centigrade, that will convert its argument from a Fahrenheit value to a centigrade value. So it's local definition 3. And I have no idea what the 0 means. The 3 indicates that you are defining a verb, and the 0 indicates that the definition is in the subsequent input lines. Sure. What's the next page? Monad and dyad definition. Yeah, 3, 4. Okay, so I already know all this stuff. That's it? I was hoping the next page would be local, global, define. And they aren't. Locale. What happened to primer? Oh, I see. So you're saying instead of doing this, I can do right. Okay, I see that. Well, so I was hoping that we would find a different way to define functions, but it seems like this is what you have to do, which like is really bad. I don't know why this needs to be explicit. I don't know why you need to put everything in single quotes. So I guess if we do 0, then we can drop the single quotes. So maybe it's non-idiomatic. So I wonder if this helps. We need to go comment on all this. Right now we don't need double quotes because we are back to since J902 there is another way. Oh. What's that? Okay, promising. Unit test. Oh, these are in the wrong order. Oh, yeah. Oh, interesting. The live stream doesn't show the new way, but I can see it on interesting. So that means all the links go through to my private. Okay, well, let's see if we have any luck with the new syntax. Question number 1 is, can it span multiple lines? It looks like it. But it's still upset for some reason. Right, so we were looking at GT, GQ, GE. So I'm pretty confident it has something to do with Y. So is there a way to explicitly name arguments to functions? Or verbs, I should say. Verb named arguments. Oh man, the search on this wiki is beyond awful. Oh, there we go. I spoke too soon. It still uses Y, I see. So you just pass it a list instead, or a box list instead of... Let's go look. Let's go look. This is gonna. This is wow. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. I was gonna say this is. Look at that. Actually named a few of these. I knew about each. I did not know about drop. That means they probably have a name for take as well. So look at that. They already have wordified it a bit. So let's search for upside down walrus, space 3, space colon, space single quote. Only happens 8 times. But in every single one of these cases, they do use the y argument with global assignment. All right, what do we have left? 10 minutes. Let's try and solve this. Is it possible? That's not possible. It clearly parsed this correctly because we got a certain amount of the way into the test. Here's a shot in the dark. This is gq.ijs. $228. And I assume that this is the first time that y equal colon shows up. It does. It is. So it's almost definitely this. Type was the wrong test. It's not what was causing it to fail. I was looking at the wrong line. So what if we... Can we print? How do we print? We'll take a look at FL in a sec. My theory is that, yeah, like somehow the fact that we're calling this unit test from a function called unit test that has a local argument like defined to have the name y, it's now colliding, even though I thought J was a dynamically typed J programming language. Yeah, it is dynamically typed, so I'm not exactly sure why this would cause an issue. But the fact that it's saying literal when this is clearly not a literal makes me think that, yeah, so let's test this. Actually, no, we want to keep this in here. And my guess is that if we get rid of our code in p.c, now when we call this, after we, I should set up better. After we rebuild, and we bring back TSU, and we call it GQ, and now we have to scroll. Actually, a better way to do this is to so yeah, at this point y has not been defined. I mean, this seems pretty crazy. Can't have been the first person exploring the J language that's ever run into this. So if you invoke a script from... So is there a way to like add some scope or something? So yeah, the problem is just that y is defined to be equal to the name of the test file, and then when you're doing global assignment to it, it gives us a domain error, which honestly doesn't really make sense, because if it's a dynamically typed language, you should be able to just reassign. to the type. But so the question is how do we add some extra? All right, so we're at the 2 hour mark, but I want to solve this. So we need to go and learn about scoping. Documentations. Let's open a whole new thing here. That's not what I want. I wanted to. And let's go to primer. Learning J, primer. We want to learn about scope. About this book, table of contents, scope. How do we figure this out? J variable. There's no way anything comes up for this. I guess we can try our luck with scope. Dynamic scope. Scope. APL. J. Is there a way to make them invisible? Though global names are visible in any scope. So really, it's just the problem here is it is the fault of the J developers that they used X and Y at any point as variable names. Because if you're calling a script from an explicit function that has either one of those arguments and they collide with different types, you're going to get a domain error. So we know the cause of the problem. Well, so I guess the other solution would be to try and figure out how to write this function tacitly, verb tacitly, which probably at this point is easier. So what ultimately are we doing? We're doing so well, actually, let's do this on the console. So what we want to do is we want to do we box this? Perfect. When I would write a full working line of J code, I wouldn't be able to read / understand what I just immediately wrote after writing it. Yeah, I mean, I imagine J developers have a pretty good handle on this. So what do we have? If we do this with then, you know, file name. But what I really want to do is I want to box this first. I can't box that. Why not? You can't concatenate two boxed things. How do I do this in APL? Try apl.org. So if I have cat, I can box this like that. And then if I also want dog, I can just box that. And then if I put the comma in between it, it doesn't really like that because I have to parenthesize this. And we're done. So maybe I just need to parenthesize this. There we go. Now we need to reverse, which I think is that. I actually don't know what reverse is in J. Oh, I was so close. Then we can reverse. Then we can concatenate. This doesn't concatenate. How do we concatenate? We could try unboxing. Ooh, close. Hey, there we go. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do it, but it works. And then so if we wanted to define this, we just place same, aka identity there, and then we have a function with the upside down and it's very unhappy about this. And so if I put epic fail. All right, so let's go back. Ken's saying to do, we have reverse and then nice. What is this? This is raise monadically. So it's similar to Ravel, but only does a single level of monadic structure. That is very helpful. All right. So now let's try once again to name our function f. Doesn't like it. If we do identity, it doesn't like that. Hey, Ahmed. So what do we have? We have what happens if we do that? Doesn't like it. Also, too, technically, could we just do tilde? Yeah, that also works. Wahaha. Although we still don't know how to turn this into a function. So we have a single argument. Well, let's see if we can do it in APL. See, that seemed to work out before. So right. So in APL, how would we do this tacitly? Well, to do it with a defun, you'd do that. And then this needs to go in quotes. You get cat dog. Except we didn't reverse. So yeah, dog cat. All right, we'll try Ken's code in a sec. To make this yeah, I never understand the rules. How to turn things into trains, unless if it's the simple case. Rack 1507 is saying you can just do comma jot to do exactly what I want. I guess we need to put the dog in there. Or maybe what you meant was the other way around. Interesting. What the heck is this? Oh, right. You're just interesting, yeah. So you're just doing a partial application on the right argument of the dyadic catenate. Right, let's try that. Very good idea. That is an extremely good idea. So we're going to go ampersand, comma, and we're done. F. Still does not like it. Well, so let's see first. File name, comma, IJS. So this does work. What if we use the @ sign? And we try F file name. Still doesn't like it. Yeah. Interesting. I really have to start paying attention to this. I've got two chats, the live one and then one from like the behind the scenes footage. And There's a bunch of stuff that, due to it probably is filtered out by the YouTube algorithm as spam. But yeah, Ken says. So I wonder why, because if I'm not mistaken, 1 ampersand plus is definitely partial application. But yeah, let's try. Oh, I wasn't because of Python's walrus operator, I keep on incorrectly typing the walrus operator as instead of the upside down walrus operator. Maybe we should call it the bunny operator, because it looks like 2 ears and 2 eyes of a bunny rabbit. And it was also sort of telling me that I was messing up, and I was not noticing at all. So F, here we go. Moment of truth. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Rack 1507. That only took 15 minutes because of my I won't say incompetence, but just ignorance. I'm a noob. Okay, so we have this now. Although, if we need to join this with more stuff, I think we need to do something more similar to what Ken's previous. So actually, if we do that, does it work? So Ken's other solution is right bracket, comma, ampersand, quote dot ijs in paren. All right, so let's replace who thinks that'll work? Okay, we need to go enhance this because it clearly this doesn't work. So is it just the fact that we're doing, maybe it really doesn't like the fact that we're doing a statement separator in between these. Whoops. Anybody have any ideas? Yeah, I don't think you can have a statement separator. Well, what if we split them up? Actually, we already saw that this worked, right? I don't really know how this works though. So what if we do helper 1? And what if we do helper 2? $8:51. All right, I'm gonna give up in 9 minutes. What to do, what to do. Let's just see, helper 2. So that does work. I've been running them in the wrong order. But then it's impossible to make this tacit. So it should be length error. So what if we do this? Can we Can we tilde and then swap this? No. Well, this is very disappointing. And yeah, it still doesn't like... And what if I do, so we go helper 1, and what if we do so what if we call this load TSU, and then and what was the command? It was 0bang:2 helper GQ. Man, it really doesn't like it. Is it because that's there? Load TSU. Well, so we got it working. But not the way we would like. Yeah, I'm not a good enough J programmer to figure this out. The best thing we can do is to just load this for unit test convenience, and then UT helper. So then in the future, I can go 0 and :2 open or box UT helper. Yeah. Which is rather unsatisfactory. And if we go and move these from the files, I mean, actually, I wonder. UT1 equals and then if we compose UT1 with UT2, does that work? All right, final attempt. It's 9:01 local time. And then we have UT I say, I don't know what I say. Wow. I mean, it's still not exactly what we wanted because we're loading this up front. And so I'm curious, actually, if we just do this. Limit error. Limit error. Ken's saying UT equals test slash comma .ijs comma tilde. This doesn't do the 0 bang though. Is that intentional? I don't think I typed this correctly. Single quote dot slash test single quote oh, I'm missing I'm missing that. We'll see it now. Can we add the 0 bang colon 2 box? No. And if I add the @ signs in, that also doesn't work. If I get rid of 1, it doesn't like that. If I get rid of yeah, I don't know how to get this to work. And we have a working solution. That only took like 30 or 40 minutes. Or actually, I don't know. Maybe it was 45 minutes we started. I don't remember when we started. If someone wants to create a PR and clean this up and find the single liner of how to do this, or even all 4 of these together into one line, I would be very curious to see what the working solution of this is. But I believe what happened? What happened? It's no longer working. Oh. Oh. Actually, so was I typing the wrong thing in? QG. I was. Should we go and... Let's switch to a different test. Except once again, I'm typing, it's GU. Whoops. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working. We did, however, get a working-ish solution. Put parens around. Doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, I give up. Like I said, PR is the way to go. I think this is fine for now, though. Just that we have a less likelihood of name collision. Yay. And let's see if I broke stuff. Well, thanks for folks. Oh yeah, we still got to wrap up. I'll commit this, and then we got to wrap up the lessons learned. Actually, so let's, what did we learn? What did we learn? What did we learn? Actually, this is taking way too long. mess something up big time. Oh. What is going on? This doesn't recognize my file still, so I can't even commit it. My concern is that, what did I do? Yeah, in the boot.ijs, that loading TSU each time. Yeah, it's insane. And I think it's, yeah, it's temporarily eating up a bunch of cores because my sort of typing freezes. Wow, so this was all for nothing. Let's go to boot. Let's comment this out. And let's see if that does the trick. That is a sad story. So let's just go back to the right branch. Update, git ignore. Oh, did I not push my... What? Why? All right, cancel this. Reset. Clearly, I'm getting a bit tired here. Let's go back to main. Let's just call it dev3. And also too, now that I think about this, I think I'm not even getting the right folder right. Yeah, it's the util. We want util and main. In fact, let's just add all of system. Try this again. Except that's not the right repo. The right repo. There we go. Okay, that's gonna run. It's gonna take a couple minutes. While we're doing that, we can come over here. So what did we learn? We learned a lot. We learned you can't use X and Y in scripts if you are going to invoke them from a defined, explicitly defined verb. And therefore, it probably should be best practice not to. Learned names to get a local list of verbs defined. What else did we learn? This is good to go. Merge pull request. And now what I'm hoping nice. So yeah, now our changes to p.ijs showed up. Did I get names wrong again? Oh yeah, sorry. I did, thanks. Good catch. Ba-da-ba-da. So now we want to go to boot.ijs. We can actually leave this in as long as we do that. We can't even do that. That's insane. So this is not... Like, this is not done lazily? I give up. All right. We will still do what we did before, and at least this way. Yeah, we're back. So at least this way, when we type console, I don't think it's collision. I think it's the fact that the 0 load of TSU, when you assign that to a function, like that's not like I would assume that is lazy, but I guess it's not. Anyways, so we can still do we can't even. Yeah. Because it needs to run first. This is so sad. I just want a single command that I can type the file name and it'll run the test. And this is proving extremely difficult. Because now we can do this. That's not what I wanted. Which works, but the problem is like I now have to go home, hit the arrow key a couple times, go delete, then type the name in. Anyways, what can you do? So yeah, let's go back here. We can't commit this here. Go to dev3. Why is this constantly happening? Oops. I don't know why I need to keep creating. I'm doing something wrong here. That was not the dev I wanted to push. So yeah, unfortunately, this does not resolve. I have an issue. Where is it? This one here. Yeah. Except, yeah, what I really want is that. I don't even want the unit test name. Or I don't want the file extension. So yeah, if someone can figure this out, I'd be very curious. I might spend some more time a little bit later, maybe on the weekend. But yes, back to while we're just waiting for that final PR. We learn names. Yeah, we learned about this. That's important. Oh yeah, we learned about raise. Similar to Ravel, but only one level of structure. And oh yeah, learned when searching on J for functions, search for verbs. Technically, data type we got at the top here. Technically, the correct terminology in JSpeak at least. Let's just peruse through. Hey Jake, we're just ending, unfortunately. Defining verbs. Oh yeah, we can add that. To dialog APL refers to it as same. Although honestly, I've been to a lot of APL meetups, and colloquially, I've never heard anyone refer to left tack and right tack as same. Awesome. This is done. Merge. And we're done with this, 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 this. Oh yeah, we learned about the P programming language. Should we keep that in there? The P. Oh yeah, and we also did learn about this. Learn for a multi-line J function to use this, or I guess we should put the full syntax. Neato. All right, add an extra line at the end. Preview changes. Should just be a bunch of new stuff at the end. Commit. And yeah, So I apologize that the last hour was spent on failing to get a simple unit test command working. We did learn some stuff along the way, so it wasn't a complete failure. And we did manage to port write, aka same, aka pass, aka identity in a short amount of time. Oh yeah, to-do list. And I don't think, yeah, we didn't get to code removal. We did... thanks, Ken. Yeah, for all your help. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. So we did set up p.ijs, but we did not get to any code removal. And then we can close this. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I hope you had or learned something along the way. And yeah, hope you hope everyone enjoys the rest of their evening or day if you are just passing the morning wherever you are in the world. And if you're watching this post live stream, I hope you have a great day as well. We'll see everybody in the next one.